So, have you ever called a company in Finland and been met with that super crisp, super formal, automated voice? You know the one. It can sound like this impossible, intimidating code. But what if I told you it's actually built from really simple, logical pieces? Well, that's what we're going to do. Let's dive in and crack that code together.
Okay, here's our game plan. First, we're going to listen to the puzzle itself. Then, we'll find our footing with a few keywords, and you'll see how Finnish builds ideas kind of like Lego. After that, we'll take command of the verbs, and finally, we're going to put it all back together.
All right, section 1, that official Finnish voice. So picture this. You're on the phone and you hear a message. It's super clear, very direct, but at first listen, it might seem totally impenetrable. This right here, this is our final boss. This sentence is exactly the kind of thing you'd hear. Now, by the end of this explainer, you're not only going to know what this means, you're going to understand why it's built the way it is.
And you know, that's really the secret, isn't it? Behind that super official tone is a surprisingly simple, logical structure. So try to think of it less like a language and more like a machine. Let's start taking it apart. So let's jump into section 2 and find our footing with some stuff that might already feel a little familiar. Every language has an entry point, right? And for us, it's going to start with a common, polite phrase. You will hear this one a lot. Kiitos soitosta. It just means thanks for your call. Literally, kiitos is thanks, and soitosta means for the call. It's a foundational phrase that right away gets you oriented. Okay, now for a little secret weapon, cognates. These are basically words that are the same or at least really, really similar across different languages. Think of them as your free pass to understanding some new vocabulary. And here's the proof. Words like internet and numero. I mean, come on, you already know these. This isn't a guess, it's a guarantee. And just like that, you've already started building your Finnish vocabulary. See? Now for the really fun part. What's so cool about this next section is how Finnish builds bigger ideas. Seriously, you can forget about memorizing thousands of totally unique words. Instead, just think of it like playing with Legos. Here's a perfect example. To say website, you don't have to learn some brand new word from scratch. You just take verkko, which means web, and you click it together with sivu, which means pages. Boom, you get verkko sivu. It's so logical, so efficient, and once you see the pattern, you just can't unsee it. Let's see how this works with more official-sounding language. So you've got laatu for quality and valvonta for control, or maybe assurance. Put them together and you get laadun valvonta, quality control. It's a pretty powerful business concept built from just 2 simple bricks. And here's one more quick one for you. The word for date is päivämäärä. And literally, that's just day amount or day measure. It just makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, so we've covered nouns. Let's move on to section 4 and talk about the action words, the verbs. These automated systems, they're all about giving you instructions, and Finnish has a really neat, clean way of doing this.
So this is the crucial part, this simple little transformation. The verb to press is paina. But to turn that into a direct command like press, all you do is you drop that last A. It becomes paina. That's it. Clean, simple, direct.
But wait, there's more. Verbs can also become nouns, which is absolutely essential for understanding those menu options. So saapua, to arrive, becomes saapuvat, arrivals. And lähtee, to depart, becomes lähtevät, departures. You see the pattern, right? The action itself becomes the thing. And this is it. This is the payoff. In section 5, we are putting it all together. We've collected all of our Lego pieces, our cognates, the compound words, the verb forms. Now, let's build something. We're going right back to that sentence from the very beginning, but this time it's not some big mystery. It's just a puzzle, and guess what? We have all the pieces, so let's assemble it. Okay, let's break it down. Saapuville ja lähteville means for arrivals and departures. Hey, those are the nouns we just learned how to make from verbs. Then, tänään, that's a new piece for us, and it just means today. And finally, paina numero 1 is our command. Press number 1. We get every single part of this now.
And so, here we are, facing our final boss one last time. Kuuntele tarkasti. Saapuville ja lähteville tänään paina numero 1. Which we now know means, listen carefully. For arrivals and departures today, press number 1. See? It's not a code anymore. It's just a clear, logical instruction. And just like that, you did it.
You actually did it. You took a piece of complex, official-sounding language, you saw the simple machine working on the inside, and you cracked the code.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, you now have a toolkit for this kind of Finnish. You know to look for those familiar cognates, you know how to deconstruct the Lego words, how to spot commands, and how to see actions turning into menu options. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. We've just seen how Finnish can work like a logical, predictable machine. So the bigger question is, what does this tell you about how all languages, yeah, including your own, build really complex meaning from simple, logical parts?